Hi everyone, it's Anthony over at Life Rooms, here with another dish. We've got a little bit of a twist on a classic carbonara, okay? So let's get cooking, dead easy supper, let's get going. Right, so let's get cracking. So I'm just going to talk you through the ingredients dead quick. So we've got some spaghetti, you can use linguine. I actually prefer linguine, but it was difficult to get hold of. So I've gone for spaghetti today. We've got some bacon, some garlic, onion and rosemary. That's the twist for today. We've got some eggs, some Parmesan cheese, and I've got a little bit of leftover roast chicken. It goes really well in this dish, so I've got a little bit of roast chicken in there. Okay, so I've got a pan on, ready for my hot water, ready for boiling my pasta. So the first thing I need to get doing is let's get that in. Okay, so lid off. Okay, and then we're going to drop that spaghetti. So try and get hold of it like that and straight in the middle and just let it fall. Okay, and what we'll do is as that starts to boil, we're going to push that in nice and slowly. Okay, just have to let it soften up and it will go in. So while that's starting to soften, I'll keep going back to that, no worries. So just what I want to do is I want to talk you through a little bit of what we're going to do first, okay? So what we need to do is we need to make our, so a lot of carbonaras, people think that they use cream, like a heavy base cream. So classically you don't, classically you use egg. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through what you need to do with that, okay? So first things first is we need to separate the egg yolks. So I've got 3 eggs here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the yolk from the white with 2 of the eggs. Okay, so I'm just letting that white disappear, and I'm going to drop that in there, okay? Don't worry if you get a little bit of excess, it's absolutely fine. And we're going to add 1 more egg yolk. We'll separate that up. Ooh. And then we've got just 1 whole egg in there, okay? So we'll move that out of the way. And then what we're going to do, dead simple, is we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. A little bit of black pepper. And then there's about 150 grams of Parmesan cheese. I've left a little bit in the bottom of the bowl because I need that for the garnishing at the end, okay? And then literally all I'm going to do is mix that all up, give it a really good whisk up. Okay, now this is going to form our cream sauce. Trust me, it works. A lot of people just think that it's going to split, but I'll talk you through when we get to that point. So that's the mix ready to go. Okay, we're just going to push the rest of this pasta in. It's going in. And then we'll just pop the lid on just to get that started. Right, so what we want to do now is we want to start sautéing off some of the onions and bacon and things like that. So what I've got is I've got a garlic infused oil. I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil. You can use any type of olive oil in there. Just a little splash in the bottom. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to add my whole sprig of rosemary in there and my garlic and onions and just get it in there and that lovely sound. That's what you want, that sautéing sound. So what we're looking for is we're looking to not to brown them too harshly, but just a little bit, okay? So the onion adds a little bit of sweetness to the dish, okay? And the garlic, you'll notice I've just sliced it because I like the garlic in this to be quite visible. I'm just going to let that start to go. And what we're looking for is we're looking for it to start to go transparent, and that's when we add the bacon, okay? So we'll give that a couple of seconds. I'm just going to add a little touch of salt, not too much, and a little bit of black pepper. Now, if I didn't mention before, just in regards to the water that we use for the spaghetti, that is a salted boiling water. It's really important that the water is quite salty, okay? And just bear that in mind, it absorbs a little bit into the pasta. Okay, so that's starting to get a bit transparent, so we're going to throw in the bacon now. And again, we're just going to cook that through, and we're looking for that to start to brown and soften. Okay, so that'll take a little bit of time, so we'll let that go. Yeah. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're just going to keep an eye and keep checking our spaghetti, which is cooking lovely. So when your spaghetti, when it starts to cook, all you want to do is every now and again is just give it a twist. The spaghetti has a habit of sticking to the base of the pan, so it's just really important. Now, when we're doing this dish as well, little top tip, is it's really important that we slightly undercook the spaghetti, so you don't want to cook it all the way through. It needs to be slightly al dente. So if it says on the packet to cook it for say 10 minutes, cook it for 9 just to give it that little bit of extra just a little bit of extra bite, because remember, we've got to finish this. Pasta shouldn't be overcooked, it shouldn't be sloppy. Okay, it's bubbling away a little bit. I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. Okay, so the bacon, onions and garlic have started to soften now, so they're going, and we want them to add a little bit of colour, but my pasta's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pasta out into a separate bowl, so we want it into a large bowl. So I'm just going to scoop that in. I'm just going to scoop in what I need, so I'm not going to go OTT. So about 3 scoops of that. Just scoop that in. Now the reason why I have done that rather than drain it off is actually we need the liquid. We want the cooking liquid, okay. So we've got that in there. So it's okay at this stage for it to come down a little bit in temperature, because we're not trying to make scrambled egg. I can't emphasise that enough. So I'm going to add my chicken in there, my roast chicken. I'm just going to give that a little stir around just to start to warm up, okay. And just to talk to you a little bit like this, okay. So this is going to be our sort of mixing bowl that we're going to bring everything together in, okay. So we've got the pasta. Now don't be silly and start adding oil and things like that, because actually we want all this to bind together lovely. So we've got the pasta there. I'm going to put the ladle in the water so we can get a little bit of the water in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to add our bacon, chicken and all those ingredients in there now, okay. And then I'm going to add a little smidge of the cooking liquid, okay. And I'm just going to give it all a stir. Now if I had a larger pan, I would probably just mix it all inside the frying pan and give it a toss. But just because of the amount we've got, I don't want to do that. So I want to keep it all together. So once we've got it all nice and mixed and we've got a nice combination of the other ingredients, what you want to do is you're just going to add this, just move that out of the way so it doesn't carry on cooking, is we're just going to add this egg mixture, this egg and thingy mixture. So it's really important that we give it a really good stir up when we're doing it. And as you can see straight away, we start to get this creamy texture. So it's this creamy texture. Excuse the spillage. I just want to keep it mixing. So can you see how it's a little bit creamy? So it's nice creaminess, and that's exactly what we're looking for. And the cheese binds as well, so we've got a really nice mixture. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to serve this up. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to pop this on the roll, so get a nice twist. Okay, so it's best to balance it up, and then we're just going to plop that in the middle like that. And make sure that you get all the ingredients, so just grab a little bit more. And just bring that all together, okay, and then what we're going to do, a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of that. Yeah, and what finishes off this lovely is a little bit of fresh parsley, but what we're going to do is we're just going to put a nice sprig of rosemary in the middle, like that. And that is it, finito. Nice and simple, carbonara. You can make that for as many as you want, nice big portions of that. Please give it a try, and if you can, it'd be great if you could give it a go, take some photos and share it online. I'm happy for you to show me some beautiful, beautiful dishes. Thanks very much. Please take care, and I'll see you again soon.